To PX Farms Open Day 2025. I'm Vicky Butler Henderson, and the first vehicle I ever drove was a tractor on my father's farm. Today we are going to have a look around here and meet some of the movers and shakers who supply products and services to PX Farms and many more within the fabulous farming industry. Going to grab a few words with Michael Horsch now from Horsch. Michael, what are your thoughts today on the open day for PX Farms?
I know James Beck, we're friends since at least 10 or maybe 15 years. So the first time I got to know him, he visited me actually, and I could see that this guy is a go-getter. He's not only an entrepreneur, so he's also a very interesting showman. But what people don't understand or don't know, he's humble. Very humble, hardworking, and so what he's getting today, he deserves. He's been working for it. It's not like he wanted this. He just ran into this and said, "Oh, might as well just run a YouTube channel," and he's not working for himself. This is what he says he does. It's for the community. It's for the society. It's for the farming society. You know, bring the farmers in a better picture in the society, not only in England, also worldwide. I think he's doing a real good job, and his mission he's on, because I know him that well, is a real mission. It's not something, I want to make a show, become a showman like Clarkson or whatsoever. No, he's really on a mission.
James opened the morning conference, which saw insights from Michael Horsch, David Cox from Waterhatch Farming, and Nick Evans from Oxbury, the agricultural bank, sharing their thoughts on the future of farming. After a lovely lunch, Will Brock from Brock's Wheel and Tyre kicked off the afternoon sessions, focusing on how the right tyres and the right pressures can transform performance in the field. It's claimed to boost yields by up to 25%, cut fuel use and protect the soil, and helps farms work smarter, not harder. John kicked things off looking at spray store designs, focusing on safe chemical handling and waste reduction. Dan introduced the biofilter system, breaking down harmful pesticides into safe natural substances. And James showed how balers can recycle pesticide bottles and cardboard into sellable products. It's all about smarter farming with efficiency, safety and sustainability at the forefront. Nick Holmes, Chavery's Chartered Accountants and Financial Alchemists. Please tell me a bit more about those final two words there. Financial alchemy, what's it all about?
The reason we call ourselves financial alchemists is because we are accountants, but we look at things very differently. The problem is nowadays is that there is a factory farming type of process for what we do. And the reality is that every farming business, as you can see from everyone here today, and James is a classic example of that, they're all different, they all have different needs, and you have to understand people, and you have to be able to reimagine and reinvent things to fit, what works for businesses. So that's really why we call ourselves alchemists. Nothing to do with fool's gold, by the way. So yeah.
What would be the difficulties that a small farm would face and they'll come to you about compared to a bigger farm?
I mean, often there's common issues, whether it's a 10,000 acre farm or a 500 acre farm. Is succession, particularly at the moment, is a huge issue with, what essentially is an ideological attack, you might say, on the sector, in my opinion. So how do you get from one generation to the next? 30, 40 years ago, if I look at my father's, my late father's family, it was easier because the reality is that succession was easy because people didn't live into their 80s, 90s and 100s, and you didn't have three generations. So succession is a huge issue. Inevitably, smaller businesses need capital, and the requirement for capital in this sector has quadrupled over the last 20 years. Land is more valuable, but then buying a tractor or buying a combine, it's 4 or 5 times what it would have been. So how do you keep up? How do you fund your working capital? Is a massive issue, and then uncertainty, because we don't have clear policy from government, and that's the big problem. Is that you can deal with, if you know what's in front of you, you can deal with it. But if you look at the situation we're in at the moment, where they've said there's going to be inheritance tax changes, but they haven't given us the legislation. And we're only 10 months away from, in theory, that legislation being introduced. So that uncertainty is a huge issue.
Tim Sisson, Managing Director of William Morford Limited, a proud family-run business that's been tackling land drainage for over 65 years. Tim wants to bring the focus back to where great farming begins, beneath our feet. Healthy soil is the foundation of everything we grow, and drainage plays a vital role. Across the UK, many drainage systems are decades old, some dating back to the 60s. And with extreme weather on the rise and machinery getting heavier, these systems are showing their age. Well, Tim's team runs 4 specialist drainage crews, offering a complete design and install service using GPS technology to get every detail right. And the results? Big yield gains, often 25 to 35%, plus better soil health, reduced input costs and a faster turnaround in the field. It's a long-term investment that works every hour of every day, year after year, with payback in as little as 3 to 5 years. I am now with James Moore at Viterra UK. He is the MD and also a very important person today at the PX Farms Open Day because you've had to get your hands a bit dirty to help, haven't you?
Yes, I think James strong-armed me into taking part in the panel, which is fine. So that's not a problem.
And you also have helped logistics, haven't you, for the actual event, moving some grain around?
Yes, we have. Obviously, we store grain here in James's grain hospital facility and storage facility, and we had to move some of our goods on early this week on Monday, so that the trestle tables could be laid down for lunch today.
And we're very grateful, and thank you very much.
Thank you.
What opportunities do you see coming up for your industry in the next sort of 1 to 5 years?
Opportunities and challenges. There's a lot of change going on throughout the sector, both from how farmers derive their income. So obviously with the changes made to subsidy payments that they receive, and how they're going to have to diversify, and how the market is going to have to still encourage the farmers to produce, even today when they're close to the cost of production. We've got the environmental challenges coming to the business, so we're talking about sustainability, and the next big one coming, I think, is going to be the phosphates and nitrogen in water and water quality. So fertiliser is also the big gorilla in the room when it comes to carbon emissions or CO2 emissions. There's challenges everywhere we look currently.
How important do you think it is to be transparent with the general public who buy the food at the end of the day in terms of the problems that the industry is having?
I think you've got to be transparent. If you're not, then you shouldn't be in the business. We've got to be clear what we do, and not only from our own perspective, but also from the production perspective. What chemicals are being used, how they're being used, what seed treatments, etc. At the end of the day, we're producing, the ultimate production is we're producing food and feed for consumption, and we've got to meet the quality regulations, and that goes the same for whether it's domestic production or imports. There are set standards that everybody has to adhere to. So, clear and transparency. But along with that, I also believe there should be fairness and a level playing field. So, not just offshoring some of our production because we can't grow it using certain chemicals, or imports coming in that are grown to a supposedly lower standard. If we have a standard to meet for safe food, then it should be met by everybody. And what we shouldn't do is we shouldn't make our own industry less competitive by burdening it down with red tape, or not allowed to use chemicals that other producers around the world can use. Otherwise, we just won't have a domestic industry. And the domestic, or the whole ag supply chain, as you can see here today, involves so many sectors, different types of businesses. So, if we lose ag production, or we see a demise in ag production in the UK, it's going to have a serious knock-on effect with the rural economy.
Jonathan from AF Group showcased solar power and how it is helping farms like PX Farms cut energy costs and generate real returns. On the ground and roofs, plus battery storage, James's system now powers workshops and grain stores, saving around £40,000 a year. Even without subsidies, solar can pay back, often within 4 years, and smart financing means it can be cash positive from day one. Chris Ty, Commercial Director with Agri. First of all, tell me what you think about today's open day.
Amazed, shocked, really pleased to see so many people here. It was a great idea from James. I said 3 or 4 months ago he sort of mooted the idea he was having an open day, and we were like, yeah, James, I wonder what that would be like. He had a vision of trying to get some positivity back in farming. He's always had that sort of glass half full approach, and I want to spread it around. We do a lot of trade events, we go to a lot of industry events. I've never seen so many genuine farmers coming to see what James is doing. I think there's a certain amount of let's have a nosy around and kick the tyres of James's tractors, but actually, you know, for us on a stand or for the others, there's a lot of interest in what's going on. So yeah, really pleased.
What is it that gives you joy in your job?
The diversity of different business types and sizes. I was talking to people today, and we've got growers from 300 hectares up to James at 12,500 acres, and everything in between. How people have approached the challenges that they face differently, and as a business, I think the bit I get is, can we help people become more sustainable? Our business is predicated on a sustainable agricultural industry, particularly focused in crop production. So if we've got growers who are sustainable for the long term, what can we do to help them? So is that about new technology? We're doing a lot of work screening new molecules, new biological products, because again it fits into the green agenda. Can we fast track that, help people weed out some of the stuff that's not going to have the benefit, but not throw out the baby with the bathwater, find the really good stuff. So that's the bit I like, is we get something from its birth and we take it all the way through, and actually farmers are using it, and then they tell me how good it's worked. That's where I get real joy.
I love it. In a bold challenge, James tasked his team with turning a tough, wet-drilled November wheat field into a 12-ton crop. Despite heavy soils, black grass and unpredictable weather, the team used smart soil management, early nitrogen and a robust fungicide plan to coax the crop along. Clean from weeds and disease, with a bit of luck and late season rain, the field's holding up well. It's not perfect, a little thin, but it's a testament to timing, teamwork and tenacity. Frere Peveril, a farm trader with Frontier, is with me now. What have you thought about today, and how's everyone been feeling, and what's been the big topic of chat?
Really lots of positives to take from today, so we've really enjoyed. I've seen lots of my customers, local customers, some from slightly further afield, lots of new faces as well, so for us it's a very good commercial opportunity to network, and the day I've heard lots of positive things. In terms of the overall day, really trying to stick to James's theme for the day and talking about positivity within the industry. It's something we so desperately need.
Back in 2018, 4 Dutch engineers had a bold vision to bring true autonomy to global agriculture. With changes in legislation allowing unsupervised autonomous vehicles, they created a diesel-powered, fully autonomous tractor that could work alongside conventional kit, use standard 3-point linkage and outperform the average 145 horsepower European tractor. Fast forward to today, over 120 of these machines are working across the world, including the UK, capable of running 24/7, completely unsupervised, using a suite of sensors, LiDAR, radar and cameras to detect people, animals and obstacles. If anything appears in its path, the machine stops and notifies the operator remotely. This 155 horsepower diesel-electric machine lifts over 8 tons, pulls a wide range of implements and can work continuously for up to 30 hours on a full tank. It also links with next-gen implements that detect blockages, make decisions and even reverse PTO direction. Designed to minimise soil damage and maximise output, it's already covering over 100 acres a day and won't replace every tractor yet, but it is transforming how modern farms operate. Richard Vaughan from Claas and Mans is here with me now. Richard, can you kindly tell me what you think the state of affairs is on a global and also a domestic scale?
Uh, Globally, I think the industry is always challenged, but we're continuously evolving. There is challenges politically, of course. There's challenges with the environment and certainly the weather. And the weather reflects back to our UK perspective, certainly from an East Coast farming perspective, where we've been hit a couple of years with really tough times, which has had a knock-on effect. But farmers are resilient, our industry is resilient, and for sure we will find a way through and be very, very positive, and it's the fight of the fittest for sure. And today we're seeing James exhibiting that. I think the mood of everybody that's here is wonderful. He's done a great job, and we're really pleased to be part of it. We're here today as Claas, but also really as Mans, which is the local dealer, representing both the Claas franchise, the Horsch franchise, and Grange. So yeah, very, very positive.
What is the best bit, do you think, about your job?
Dealing with people. Actually, people, a business is people. If you don't have good people around you and good team and good customers, actually you don't have a business. So, we're very lucky. We've got some fantastic products that fit alongside our people, which makes our business more desirable. We're very much in the forefront of the farming industry and the customers that we look after.
Is there a specific focus on products that you're looking at for the next sort of 1 to 5 years?
The evolution, if we step back in life behind us, we're looking at a service van of the 1940s and a service van of today. And that evolution has been massive. If we think of the evolution of the combine harvester from 2013 to where we are today, and what is next? Behind me, we've got 650 horsepower Xerion, market-leading product, and that's the product that's caught everybody's eye today. So we're very pleased with that. But technology will continue to drive our business, will drive efficiency, and allow us and our customers to be more profitable. Productivity will continue to be driven by that.
Today we saw an incredible demo from SAS Land Services showcasing the future of agricultural spraying using heavy lift drones. Here we have a DJI drone with a 40-litre tank capable of carrying up to 105 kilograms and flying for 6 minutes fully loaded. While UK law still prevents spraying regulated chemicals, the team leads the way with biologicals like liquid seaweed and organic vineyard treatments. They're also tackling tasks like grass and cover crop seeding, fertiliser spreading, even pond sealing and solar panel cleaning. With GPS precision down to 10 centimetres, variable droplet control and speeds twice that of ground sprayers, drones are accurate, agile and especially handy when fields are too wet for tractors. Regulation is catching up, slowly, but the potential is huge, and it seems drone farming is taking off, literally. What innovations have excited you most lately?
We're working on some real interesting products the last 6-8 months there, so there's some excitement there. Stuff I get mad about, and then all of a sudden you have an idea, and then you just draw it up and build it quick and send it out and have it tested. And when you're lucky, then it works. When you're not lucky, you just don't tell anybody, cut it up and throw it away. That happens also quite a bit. It's if I tell you this, it's a little bit shocking. Most of the stuff I've done the last couple of months is real big stuff for Canada and the States. I mean, just 24-meter seeders with 54 cubic meter seed tanks and fertilizer tanks, and planters, fast folding planters with big seed tanks for corn and soybeans, like introduced here, with 27 meters, 54 rows. It's a very exciting project. Then I had a new avatar I was working on also for Canadian farmers, with much bigger tanks and a nice, interesting way to carry it on wide wheels and so on. So, I mean, I could get into details probably, but this would be boring for you. But it's exciting for me.
Never boring. What are you most proud of with one of your innovations?
I don't like to be too proud, because then you lose contact and you lose ground connection. Everything I've started working on, the time I'm working on it, and I'm getting excited and can't sleep over it, I'm proud about. But then sometimes I find out, oh, it doesn't work, or it doesn't find customers, or it's not what the market wants. Then you leave your pride, and then you concentrate on something else. So there is not a product or a something where you say, oh, I'm very proud that I done it, or my engineer has done it. It's always something. It's never me alone. It's always there's a whole team of smart people around me, family, my brothers, my sons, and so on, which are also heavily involved in R&D and coming up with ideas and so on. And then lots and lots of people work for us with long-term experiences that support all this. And so it's always a common achievement. So it's not me, it's always us at the end.
Horsch showcased an impressive lineup of the latest farming equipment, all focused on efficiency, precision and adaptability. Starting with the Avatar 1225, a 12-metre seed drill, perfect for direct drilling with precise seeding depth and excellent seed-to-soil contact. Next, the Sprinter 1225 SC, a 12-metre time drill offering adjustable ground disturbance for both minimum and intensive cultivation for open field seeding or more cultivated seed beds. The Cruiser 12 XL came next, a 6-bar cultivator for superior soil mixing and levelling, ensuring an even seedbed in tough conditions. Moving on, the Horsch Joker compact disc harrow for both primary and secondary tillage, while the Pronto cultivator seeder ensures even seed placement with turbo discs. The Maestro planter offers high-speed precision planting at up to 16 kilometres an hour. Onto the sprayers, and the VT sprayer has an adjustable track width, a 220 horsepower engine and automatic boom control for precision and efficiency, even on uneven terrain. And finally, the Xeric spreader, a high-capacity pneumatic system that delivers precise fertiliser distribution even in challenging conditions. That is just a snapshot of the companies and people who give invaluable support to PX Farms and the wider industry, and who help keep the farming wheels turning.